Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we are looking at Friendly Hello because it's a Sale-A-Bration stamp set and Sale-A-Bration finishes at the end of February. So you've got just about a week, just under a week to go. And there's some lovely images in here. I really love the fact that we can use things and you can use them forever. I try and use products that you can buy from me, so you know, once the end of the month is gone, it will go into my savings ones and you know, I won't use it again. I'll use it for my own use, but I won't be showing it on videos. So I thought that we'd have a last sort of look at it this week. And I'm using sort of springtime colours. So I really love these colours together. So I like Just Jade and Soft Succulent because they work perfectly. And I really love Polished Pink and Fresh Freesia. And I thought we would do some using those colours to colour instead of using blends and things. So we'll have a little play around. I'm going to use a matte, I think, of the Polished Pink. Not completely sure yet. But I'm using a matte to just go in there. So we're going to take the flower to start off with, and I'm going to put the flower in on here. And then because I want to colour it in, I'm going to do it in black, I think. So you could use StazOn. I'm just using a good black ink that works okay with watercolours. So with water based. Now I think I'm going to have it this way up actually. So we're going to take it from the corner, just sort of diagonally across like that, because I think that's quite pretty. I really do like these flowers. I think they're really rather lovely. So again, I'm going to take it and we'll do it the same way from the bottom, just the way up to the centre like that. So we've got that coming through at a diagonal because I quite like that sort of diagonal look. And I think that that will work quite well to give us that sort of focal point on there. So I'm just cleaning it off with my Simply Chamois. And then we're going to fill in with a little bit before we do our colouring. So we've got some nice solid leaves, and so I'm going to take these solid leaves. I've done some masks and things in case I wanted to do some masking, which I've used before. But we've got solid and we've got open leaves. I'm going to use the solid ones. Although I might use some of the... Let's have a look. Let's do it the other way because we're going to be colouring with water, so we can do some simple washes. So that's an open one, and then I'm going to take one of the largest of the sort of sprig parts, which is that one, because again we can colour that in. So let's take this. And I'm going to do these again. I want to do it in the black because we're colouring. So because we're colouring in, what we want to do is to have, so let's just put that in. We want it all to come in together. So we'll have one in on here, one in on there. Then we can take some in different sort of angles and feels. So we don't have it looking too sort of uniform. But I quite like to have something that works, just taking it sort of round. We wanted this one sort of coming at that angle. And let's have one this way. So by taking all of the different sort of angles through, it gives quite a nice sort of pretty look. You have to excuse my little dog making her normal entrance. It's Sunday. I think somebody's walking their dog up the road to the park. I'm very lucky I back onto a 3,000 acre deer park, which is really rather lovely. So I'm going to put this one sort of in on here, coming through. And then let's take one in on here that's going to come through between these two. Then we can have this one coming through in between that one. And so I'm working, just trying to sort of fill in little spaces in here, but without making it too overly busy, but just sort of adding those sort of little pieces in so that they work together quite nicely. So I think that's probably about, I could take another one in. I'm going to just have one down at the bottom here, actually, coming out like that. That works quite well. So that's got a sort of a balance in on there. Okay, so now we've done all of that, we're going to just take some colours. So I'm going to do the soft succulent, and so the easiest way of doing this is to take a block and just tap over one sort of half, and then we want the Just Jade, which is going to give a little bit more colouring, and we're going to put that in across on the other side. So we're working with two different colours, so we can have the slightly brighter and the slightly darker. And then I'm just taking my aqua painter or aqua brush. We've got several different ones at the moment, and I'm just using that, another palette, just to give myself enough, because I want to have some colour, but I don't want it too wet. So we're literally just going to very gently just colour in these leaves. Now I'm doing half of them in one colour, so again it's a very quick simple wash, so it's not going to be two. So we're going to have the top in this darker, and each time I'm just picking up a bit of colour and just working it down like that. Okay, I think that's all on there. Then I've just got a little piece of kitchen paper, and then I can turn round and we're going to get some of the other, and what I can do is I can turn it round, so I'm doing it the opposite way. So with this one we're just going to take it in on this side, and again you can take up a bit of colour as you go, so some of it comes in darker, some of it comes in lighter, but you're literally just, you can see how quickly you can do this. Very, very simple to do. Oops, one more on here that we missed. So that comes in like that. So those are our leaves done, and you can see it didn't take many moments at all to do them. So I can just clean that off on here, and I can clean this block off in those colours. So that's that one. Now we've got these two colours, and we're going to blend these together as well. So I'm just going to take again half my block in the fresh freesia, and then I'm going to take half my block in the polished pink. And by doing both the colours, it's a bit like when you use the blends, you're doing the light and the dark and you're sort of blending it in. It's very similar, because what we're taking is just, I'm going to do the lighter part first, and I want to have the lighter part coming in on the centre of these flowers. So again, I'm not doing it spending a lot of time doing it. I'm just very quickly just adding a bit of colour just in like this, and then I'm going to do exactly the same with this bit. So you can see I'm just taking it up to where that centre part is, so it's all coming out in the one colour, and taking, I think I've just about got enough, we're just coming in on the pink on there. Then I can turn it round and take the other colour. So with this, we're just going to take up from the outside and bring it in just a little bit. So up from the outside and bring it in. So you've still got the blend of the two colours, but you're not spending a huge amount of time in doing it. So I'm literally just taking it up, around, in on the sides, bringing it around. Now you can obviously spend a little bit more time when you're doing it. I'm not spending a huge amount of time because I want it to be quite sort of subtle, and some of it's going to be darker than in other parts. So we'll just take some of this up in on here, blend that through. So you can see I'm just working my way round in all of these areas like that. Okay, now I'm going to just give that a clean off on there. Clean this one off again as well. And I just want to add a little bit more of the purple in to do a little bit of blending. And this time, so that's the purple, and then there's one other colour that I should have got, which is Bumblebee. So we'll take a little bit of Bumblebee as well, and we'll add that in to the other side on here. Is that Bumblebee? It might be crushed curry. Let me have a look and see. Oh no, it is Bumblebee. That's good. Okay, so we still want to have some of our purple parts, and I'm just going to do just a little bit of blending through on some of this that just needs just a little bit more colour coming through on the purple. So I can take that in like that, a little bit more on here. And then we're going to do the centre. So I'm just going to clean this off from here. Take the Bumblebee. I'm just using this other block to just give myself a little bit of watering on here, because I don't want it to be too dark. Okay, now I'm going to do these little bud things in yellow, I think, because I think that they will just add a little bit. I could have done them in pink, but I quite like picking up that yellow on here. So I'll just add a little bit on here, a little bit on there, like that. So that's in, and then I'm just going to take a little bit of the yellow, and where we've got the lines, I'm just taking them through, which just gives a little bit of colour coming through and blending in on all of those colours. So it's the Bumblebee. It gives it that sort of sunshiny feel. I know we're all in the depths of storms and snow and goodness knows what happening around the world, but spring is on its way, and it's quite nice to do something where you've just got some real sort of prettiness going on, and I think this sort of card gives you that real sort of pretty feel going on. Right, so I'm just cleaning my brush off. I'll clean it off a little bit more, just give my block a bit of a clean. I always wash them under the tap when I've finished anyway. But let's take our matte piece on here and just see how that's going to go. Now you can see that gives a really nice, pretty feel on it. And then all we need to do is to choose a sentiment. You've got the lovely hello friend on here. You've got hope you have the best birthday on this one. And in fact, I might do hope you have the best birthday, because I've got a birthday coming up that I need to send a card to. And again, it's quite a nice one-layered card, which is always easy to do. I'm just going to try and get myself a little piece of, have I got a piece of scrap in here which is small enough? No, that's a whole piece, isn't it? So I'm just going to take, I'm going to take a piece of this and I'm just going to cut it, I think. So we'll have this in on here, and we're just going to take the, put it in on here, the happy birthday. Now I can choose what colour I want to do it in, and I think I'm going to do it in the polished pink, because I think that that will work quite nicely, although I could do it in the black. So let's have a look and see. We'll do it in both, I think. So that's going to be in the polished pink, and the other one is going to be in the black. So let's have a quick look on the black, and then we can see in on here how that's going to do. Right, and then we can see colour wise, I think probably the black, because I think the black's going to show up better. Let me just take myself some scissors. And we can take this just sort of straight across on here. Can line it up in a minute. You can take your trimmer to make sure that you have everything at the right angle, but sometimes I like to have things just a little bit askew. So we can have a look on here. Now I will probably match this, but just to show you on there, that looks quite pretty. And in fact, that probably is going to be what I'm going to go for, because that's quite soft. So let's just do this one. I can have one straight, I can have one slightly askew. We'll see which one looks the best. So that's in on black. Now you see, I think that that probably looks better because it's a little softer. So I'm going to go for that one. And I'm just going to take this at just a little bit more of an angle on here. So I've got that coming in, which gives it a nice sort of little bit. Now I could matte it, or I could leave it as it is. I think I'm actually going to leave it as it is. And I think I'm probably going to just glue it straight down. I don't even think I'm going to put dimensionals on. I quite like sometimes to have things that are almost one layer cards. This won't work completely one layer because the sentiment needs to be just proud, but it doesn't need to necessarily be glued down. So I'm just going to put that straight across on here. That's then going to go in on here, and you've got a very simple, fresh, pretty looking card using the friendly hello, which, as I say, is only available till the end of the month, so you haven't got long. There's always a link down below to my shop, so if you want to get it, you can get it through on there with a qualifying purchase. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well, please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.